Next, how to know when to sell. Today, I'm going to give you more insights on how to use my indicator. Now, look at weekly chart. By the way, this is only for education purpose. We don't recommend any trade. So you can know the weekly chart here. Very simple. We drop below the red, right? Number one, this is weekly chart. So we know this is getting weak. And the yellow, they did disappear. This is the second time already. So you need to be careful. And here also, money is going down. Very simple. When they drop below the red already, it means the daily chart, when we have the candle drop below the blue, this is the sell signal. It's not reduce signal, but it's to sell signal. Okay, this is how to find a very good point to sell here. Here is to sell. And before I told you already, June basically is one of the high, and now they create a double peak here, right? So is it likely they do this? They already today drop below the red. Okay, so let's see how it goes tomorrow because the money doesn't go really well here, right? We have a down signal here. So let's see how it goes. But I make this video, I want you to make sure because sometimes when we drop below the blue, sometimes I would say keep the stock, let the profit run, but sometimes I will sell it. And what is the factor to determine this is to sell or we keep the profit? The number one key is look at the bigger time frame, which is the weekly chart or monthly chart. You check if one of these chart they actually go under this line, they go under the red line. Basically, this means the stock is getting weak. Even without looking at this, we just look at this graph, we know the stock is weak. And when the daily chart, when they show a reduced signal, it means this is to sell. That's it. That's it. That is so simple. And when we go back to monthly chart, let's see any signal we can check. No signal for monthly chart, but let's see how it goes. But I told you, if they did drop below, this one, it will take few months for it to come back. It may have this kind of go back to the blue line like this. It's possible. We don't know yet, but we just know monthly chart is not doing really well. Even before I told you, 2-month chart, we having this kind of signal. But if you have my indicator, you don't need to look different time frame. For 2-month chart, only show the one who doesn't have my indicator. If you have my indicator, very simple. Just check daily chart and weekly chart. Weekly chart to tell you where are we now. Are we at the low right now or are we at the high right now? Right now, you tell me we are low or high. Just look at the shape of the red line. You know this one is high because they're turning from going upward. They're slightly going flat now. Okay? When they go flat, what happens is up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It will be quite difficult for most of the people to make profit here. Here. Especially if you do options because they basically to consume your time value. Does it make sense? So basically, if this one go flat, you need to be careful. They will just up, down, up, down. And usually people at that time will buy high and sell low because they cut loss and they buy when they go above. But this is the trick, how they lost the money. Okay. So we always look at the money. Are they actually going well or not? We can look at here. We can look at here. Are they going well? No, but the main factor is this chart. I wanted to focus on this chart. When they go under, it means this is some risk is on. So we need to sell it. Okay, we need to rather than keep, not every single stock is dropping. Not every single one, but I mean most of the stock in Nasdaq or S&P 500, they will have this kind of fluctuation. So another thing I want to check with you in our history, for example, here, right? For example, we look back November 2025. November 2025. We can check what is going on when they're doing the sideways here. Do we have any signal here to tell us to sell? The answer is yes. But of course, they have the opportunity short-term daily chart to help you to do this, the sideways. The sideways is very short-term. If you use the blue, you don't make much money because they're doing side. Does it make sense? So at that time, when it's sideways, basically it's not blue strategy, it's the red strategy. It's the red strategy if you want to do. Does it make sense? So this is quite important for you to understand. When do you use the blue? When you swing trade, use the blue. When to do swing trade? It's not the side market. It's not the side market to do swing trade. Side market is only for very fast in, fast out. Does it make sense? The swing trade is better to do with the big wave like this. And right now, is it good to do swing trade at this point? Swing trade is one of my favorite trading strategy, to be honest, because it can help you to avoid a lot of the risk. And I told you before, when we do how to avoid the risk, so easy. I give you example. I upload this video already. For example, Microsoft. How to sell Microsoft? We just sell here. They drop below the blue, finish the story, we sell. That's it. That's it. And people will say, "Oh, but we bought recently." But this is a bit dumb because why you bought recently, right? I always tell we buy when they change to upward, when they change to upward. This is our safe zone to buy. We buy low, sell high. Remember, we don't buy high, sell low. But I know this is tricky. This point, if you buy here, for example, I just use example for Microsoft. If you buy here, you need to use red line to stop gain or cut loss. Because you buy with the red, you sell with the red. That's it. So this is a very simple strategy to give you a bit more insights about the trading strategy, how to sell, because not so many people mention how to sell. They only mention how to buy, because how to buy is so easy, I tell you. But how to sell is the key point, okay? It's the master. So this is the thing I want you to a bit careful about the market. Go back to S&P 500. Okay, this is weekly chart. Is it similar? Yes. We already dropped below the yellow and we are still under the yellow. Okay, we're still under the yellow. And this is weekly chart. It means on daily chart, if we find they drop below the blue, we sell. We sell here, here. Okay. No one tell you to buy here. You already know there's a risk. Why you buying here? Okay. You're supposed to buy here because we have purple candle. And do we have chips coming in? Yes. We have a lot of YM chip entry here. So basically here is the buy point. Here is the add point. That's it. And then we sell here. Does it make sense? And when we do trading, we don't need to buy, sell every day. So we have 4 status. 1, buy. 2, sell. And hold money or hold stock. That's it. This 4. 95% of the time, we do nothing. We just look at the chart to tell, is there any buy or sell signal? That's it. We don't need to trade so busy, because we are not day trade. We are not doing day trade. We do swing trade or long-term trade. That's it. When the market is not good, we do swing trade or we avoid the market. Okay. If you have my indicator, you may use 30% maximum of portfolio to trade with the red line. That's it. You don't do 100% all in because it's very risky. Especially if you don't have my indicator, don't do it because traditional method doesn't help you much anymore. Everyone know traditional method and you think institution doesn't know how to trick you guys to go in. Okay, so some stock it's very tricky when they go above the previous high and people buy more, but actually it's a trap and then they drop. Okay, so if we look at other stock, it's quite similar when they go above the previous top and then after today they will have a drop. Okay, so it's not easy for most of the people how to buy, how to sell. And here, I told you before how to look this if you don't have my indicator. This is a head and shoulder pattern, right? So this is the point to sell. Okay, if you have my indicator, you just sell at the blue line here. When they drop below the blue, you sell everything. That's it. And now, what are you doing? You are holding cash. You are not supposed to have NVIDIA stock. Okay, so this is the strategy, and you can see the money is going downward. The money and the trend is always, you can explain with each other because the money is the one to decide the trend. Does it make sense? So I want you to have a full picture about what is going on. Is it scary? I tell you, the drop, it gives us the opportunity. So it's not too bad, I would say. But more important is, do you know periods here is the sell signal? Most of the people don't know. So this is a problem. If you don't know, you need to find strategy, or you get my indicator, or you quit the stock market because you're wasting your time, wasting your money. What's the point? You need to be patient. This is the game of patience. And you don't need to like buy every single time. No, we buy when they change the direction. Okay, here is not a buy point. Like I got an email from one of my customers say, "Oh, here is it a buy point because they go above the blue?" The answer is no, because the money is weak. This is under zero. Why am big buy is big volume trader, and this is going downward. Why are you buying here? This is a trap. The next day they have one candle really with a very upper wick, right? It means they have a lot of people actually selling here, and then they drop. Okay, so far we don't have a point to see there's a buy signal, especially for NVIDIA. Okay, so this is the update today. I hope you like this video and click like, subscribe, share with your friend. See you next time. Bye.